What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying life today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2024 Nissan Sentra SV. Huge thank you to Derik Z over at Safford Nissan of Fairfax, Virginia for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular Sentra or any Nissan product, I'll be sure to have Derik's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. It's a bit chilly and breezy out right now, and I forgot my jacket, which definitely stinks, but it is what it is, just like usual. First, I'm going to talk about the exterior and the performance. So like I said, this is a 2024 Nissan Sentra SV, and this particular one has been painted in the optional $395 Atlantic Gray Metallic. I wanted to preface this video by saying for 2024, Nissan refreshed the front end of the Sentra. They also gave you some new wheel designs, an upgraded transmission, and some additional features with the SV Premium Package. While this one is the SV, this one has not been optioned with the SV Premium Package. So with that in mind, as standard with the SV, you get halogen headlights with high beam assist as well as standard turn signals. Now, taking a step to the left, this is what the revised front end looks like here on the 2024 Sentra. Now, where this differs from the 2023 is that there's a lot more of that gloss black grille here at the front end, and then also there's a little bit less chrome with the 2024 as compared to the 2023. So on the 2023, there was basically like a U-shaped trim piece that kind of went like right here, and that's kind of where the grille ended. But you can see they kind of expanded that gloss black a little bit, and they also lessened the chrome. So now all you get is this big gloss black grille with your Nissan logo at the center, and then you have these little chrome trim pieces on the outsides of the front bumper, and that's kind of all there is, you know, up here with the chrome. And then coming down just a little bit, you get that gloss black front chin, and then you also get gloss black outer grills as well. And that kind of about does it for what we got going on here at the front end. Now, one thing I did want to mention is that let's say you wanted to get, you know, a loaded up SV, but you really didn't want to break the bank. So this is one option that I would recommend to you. It is rather pricey, but you might want to look into it. And that option is the $2,520 premium package, which up here at the front end would give you a forward facing camera that would work with a 360-degree view camera system. And that is one of the new features added to the premium package for the 2024 model year. Whereas in years previous or years prior, the 360-degree view camera system was not included with the SV premium package. But anyways, coming on down the side, these are what the standard wheels look like. And the standard wheels are a 16-inch black with machine accent wheel, and they are wrapped in 205/60 Hankook Kinergy GT all-season tires. There's a view of the wheel face, and I'll try to give you a view of the tread pattern on those tires as best that I can. That's kind of as good as it's going to get. Not really that much of a spot where I can, you know, stick my camera in there. But then also, this vehicle has been optioned with the $245 splash guards, which can be found behind all four of your wheels and tires. And that is what this piece is right here. And if you are not a fan of the way that these wheels look, you could look into getting the premium package, because the premium package would give you upgraded 17-inch wheels. But moving on from there, as standard, you get body color mirror caps, and these side view mirrors are power adjustable, manual folding, and you will find your blind spot monitoring right here on the driver's side mirror and about right there on the passenger side view mirror. However, again, with the premium package, if you got that, you would get a side view camera about down here that would work with your 360-degree view camera system. And then another package you could look into getting would be the $590 all-weather package, which would give you heated exterior mirrors. So as standard, you do not get heated exterior mirrors. If you wanted heated exterior mirrors, you got to get the all-weather package. Now, here's a little side profile shot. It looks very similar to years prior in the, you know, design language here on the side. I still think it looks pretty good, but you may be able to tell at the top of your windows, you get some satin black window trim, and then on the bottoms of the windows, you get that satin chrome window trim. You also get body colored door handles with keyless access as standard. Just keep in mind, the keyless access function is only on your front two door handles. The rear two door handles do not get that keyless access function. And then coming down here on your C-pillar, you get this gloss black trim piece that leads kind of nicely into, you know, this black piece here on the lower section of your glass back here. You also get a body color antenna up top there. Your third brake light is located here, and then you also obviously do get a rear window defroster. Coming around back, here is a rear 3/4 shot of what this thing looks like. I'll take the D tag off for you so you get a better view of what that looks like. So coming around back, here are your taillights. You do get chrome badging on your trunk. And then at the center, you have your Nissan logo, SV logo here on the passenger side. And then coming underneath your Nissan logo and offset to the left is where you will find your backup camera. Now, if you press this button right underneath your Nissan logo, the trunk will release, and this is what the trunk looks like back here. You do get a 60-40 split for the second row seats, and you can fold down those second row seats if you wanted to as well. I actually believe if I push on this one, you can see a visualization of what that looks like. So you get an additional probably, you know, 3.5 feet of storage space. However, this vehicle has been optioned with the $270 carpeted floor mats with the trunk mat. These are the carpeted Sentra floor mats. You get that white Sentra script on them, and then that is the trunk mat back here. And if you keep digging, you'll find your spare tire, your jack, your tow hook, and all, you know, those kinds of things. Closing that back up, I'd actually say you get a pretty decent amount of storage space in the trunk considering the size of this little sedan. But closing that back up, I'm going to put the D tag back here so I don't forget. And then you may be able to see that little line right there. It says Sentra, and then you also get another line right there. That is another option, and that is the $75 clear bumper protector. So it's basically like a piece of paint protection film. So instead of, you know, when you're loading your vehicle up, instead of scratching the paint itself right here, you have this bumper protector here. It says Sentra on it. So it goes from about right here to right there. So about there to there, and that is what that rear bumper protector looks like. And then coming down, let's finish things off here at the back end. You may be able to tell you get 2 reflectors. You also get 4 integrated parking sensors back here. You get some satin black trim, and then you get a body color rear valance. And then your exhaust exit is on the driver's side of the rear. And that kind of about does it for what we got going on back here. However, you do get a fuel door back here, and in order to pop open that fuel door, you got to go in through the driver door. You lift up on that, and then the fuel door will pop open, and then you got access to fill the vehicle up with gas. 87 octane will do you just fine here with this vehicle. You do not get a capless filler neck, however, and that kind of about does it for the exterior of the 2024 Sentra SV. Let me know in the comments down below what your opinions are of the refresh. I know it is subtle, but let me know your opinions on the refresh of the 2024 Sentra in the comment section down below. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder that makes 149 horsepower and 145 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to the new for 2024 Xtronic continuously variable transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 9.2 seconds. And if you were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 30 miles per gallon in the city, 40 miles per gallon on the highway for 34 miles per gallon combined with front wheel drive. You can only get the Sentra in front wheel drive. You cannot get this with all wheel drive. However, those fuel economy numbers are fantastic. And by the way, you will experience the new Xtronic continuously variable transmission here on the driving portion of the video. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot reach my goal without your support. So if you're enjoying the video, if you've learned anything thus far in this video, please just take a second, give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and hit that subscribe button. The likes and comments in particular look very good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm, and that is what helps me grow. So I'd appreciate it if you do those 3 things, but only if you're enjoying the video. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into the interior. Moving on into the interior, like I mentioned earlier in the video, you do get keyless access. So all you have to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, press on this button right here, and the vehicle will unlock. you can press that very same button again and the vehicle will lock right back up. However, if you press it 2 times fast, that is going to unlock all 4 of your doors. By the way, 2 beeps signifies that it is locked, 1 singular beep signifies that it is unlocked. And now here is what the key fob looks like. So you can see most of it satin black, then you get some satin chrome trim around it, and then starting at the top you have your lock function. Coming down one more, you have your unlock function, then you have your trunk pop function and your panic function all the way down at the bottom. If you did happen to opt for the $590 all-weather package, that would give you remote start, but this one does not have that package either. So now let's take a look at what the interior here on the SV has to offer. So as standard with the SV, you get these charcoal premium cloth seats. However, if you opted for the $2,520 premium package, you would get the quilted leather seats in like a baseball glove type of color. You'd also get a power driver seat as well, whereas this one you do not. But we're going to start with the door panel here. So again, this is for your blind spot monitoring. You get a satin chrome looking door handle. You get some leatherette all throughout here. You also get a nicely padded armrest, some accent colored stitching, your power side view mirror controls. This button right here is going to restrict your passenger window privileges. You have your unlock and your lock functions. You got an automatic up and down driver window, but none of the other windows are automatic up or down. Then you get a speaker, a spot you can set a water bottle, and some miscellaneous storage space. Now down here, this vehicle has been optioned with the $80 door sill plates that have the white Sentra script. So that is what those look like. And then this is what your front seats look like. Again, as standard, you do get a manually adjustable driver's seat and a manually adjustable front passenger seat. But let's step on into the interior and see what the interior of the SV has to offer. So like I said, you get keyless access. That also means you get push button start. So just have your key fob in the interior, push your foot down on the brake and push to start. And that is what it sounds like when you fire this thing up. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start over here, then I'm going to walk you throughout the interior. So coming down to here, all the way to the left, you have your eco button. So that is your most economical driving mode. Then these buttons are to brighten and or dim your gauge cluster. This is your trip reset button, obviously, and then that is your trunk pop function. If you come down just a little bit more, if you pull back on this, that is going to pop open your fuel door. You do get a manual parking brake, so if you push down on that, now the parking brake is engaged, and then just push against that and the parking brake will disengage. You also do get a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, so if you flip that down, the steering wheel will come towards you. You can push the steering wheel away from you, and then it also moves up and down, as you may be able to tell. Once you find your comfortable position, just lock it right back into position. And now let's take a listen to the turn signal. That is what the turn signal sounds like. But not only is this your turn signal control stock, this is also your headlight control stock. So if I bring it all the way to like that, you can also see it shows on the screen as well. That is headlights off. That is parking lights on. That is headlights always on, and then that is headlights in the automatic position. Personally, for me, I would leave it in the automatic position. I think the vehicle does a good job of turning the vehicle lights on and off when need be. And then zooming back out, you get a vinyl wrapped steering wheel as standard with the SV. However, I believe if you got the all-weather package, you would get a heated steering wheel as well as heated front seats. But I don't know. I would assume there would be like a leatherette or leather wrapped steering wheel with the heated steering wheel, because I don't know how you put any heating element with this vinyl here. But anyways, just like any other vehicle, you have your horn at the center. So let's take a listen. That is what the horn sounds like on the Sentra. And then coming to this side of your steering wheel, you can see you have your volume controls. Then these buttons are to go forwards and or backwards on a track. And then this button is basically like your back button. And then all of you see these arrows, the OK button and that back button. All those buttons are to control your 7-inch drive assist display, which I'll show you here in a minute. And then coming to this side of the steering wheel, as standard with the Sentra, you get intelligent cruise control, which is basically like an adaptive cruise control system. So that is what this and these controls are for. This is to speak to the vehicle, and then you have this phone button right here. When you click on the phone button, it's going to bring you into your phone screen on your infotainment system. I also believe this will pick up and or hang up on a phone call, depending on if you get an incoming call with the Bluetooth phone. But then over here you have your windshield wiper control stock. And now let's go throughout our gauge cluster. So on the left hand side you have your tachometer, on the right hand side you have your speedometer, and then down here you have your coolant temperature gauge, and then on this side you have your fuel gauge. And then coming to the center again, this is your 7-inch drive assist display, and right now it's displaying the time. That's not the actual time. Then that's the ambient exterior temperature, the digital speedometer readout. This is like your audio stuff. This down here is your fuel range, transmission status stuff, and your odometer. Now again, to navigate throughout that screen, you have these arrows here. So if I click down, it's gonna bring me into like my average speed as well as my digital speedometer readout. Clicking down one more time is just a calm screen. Personally, I'd leave it in this screen. And then just clicking over to the right is gonna bring you in between your fuel economy stuff. So this is like your average. If I click down one more, this is total fuel saved with the auto stop start system on this trip. And then clicking over to the right, you can see your tire pressure stuff. You can click down, you see your trip stuff and your speed limit sign. And then clicking over one more time to the right, you got your Bluetooth audio stuff. Then you have some driver assistance stuff. You can read what that says on screen, and then click down one more time, some more driving assistance stuff. And then click to the right, you can see your different settings. So if I clicked OK on the VDC settings, this is to turn your traction control system on or off. Going back, actually there's an easier way to do that, but then going into my driver assistance screen, this is what the driver assistance screen looks like. You can navigate throughout all that kind of stuff, all those different features here. But you may notice that I accidentally clicked this button and it brought me into the other screen. Basically, if I click this back button, it's going to bring me back into my settings screen. So then you can go between all of these different settings here. I'll show you those real quick. That is it for that. Then I'm just gonna click this, and it's gonna bring me back into the screen that I would use pretty much at all times. And then on the outsides of the gauge cluster, you can see you get some faux carbon fiber trim, some more faux carbon fiber trim. And then coming over to here, this is your 8-inch infotainment system with wired Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto connectivity. So this is what your home screen looks like. You can see your time, Bluetooth audio stuff, call history. Swiping over, you have a clock. You can also customize this menu, and then going all the way to the right, you have your different media options here. You can see when I click on something, it sounds like a mouse. And then coming down, here are all of your different shortcut buttons, whether you wanted to shortcut into your phone stuff, your audio stuff, your connections, your different information, or your settings. So this is one setting screen here. You can swipe over. This is your second setting screen. So that is what that looks like there. And then you also get physical volume and tuning control knobs. If you wanted to mute the audio system, you just click on that, audio off, audio back on. And then if you came over to here, you have your tuning control. So obviously this is going to switch either between going throughout the screen, or you can switch between different radio stations with this. But if you press on that, it is, oh wait, that's not what I meant to do. I'm gonna go back into the screen. If I press on that, you can see it's gonna bring you in between your different bass stuff, your middle, your treble, your balance, and your fader. So that is what that button does if you press on it. And then coming down here, this is gonna bring you into your night mode or your auto mode. Again, you can go forwards and or backwards on a track, audio button, and these are all of your different shortcut buttons into what those buttons say, and then you get a back button there. 3 HVAC vents here on the dash. This kind of reminds me of like an Audi S3 with the HVAC vent layout. Then you got your hazard button, and that lets you know if your passenger airbag is on or off. As standard, you do get a single zone climate control system. If you wanted a dual zone climate control system, you would have to opt for the $590 all-weather package. And then, by the way, you see these two blank buttons right there. Those are basically for your heated seats. So again, if you wanted heated front seats, you would have to get the all-weather package, and then these are where the controls would be for the heated seats. And then this is your fan speed. That is your temperature control. And then coming down just a little bit more, added to the Sentra for 2024 is the auto stop start system. So now you have this auto stop start off button down here that I would absolutely click every single time that I got into the vehicle, because personally for me, doesn't matter which manufacturer it is, I do not like the auto stop start system. Then you get a USB-C port, a USB-A port, and an auxiliary jack, followed by a 12-volt power outlet. You also get some miscellaneous storage space down here, like if you wanted to set a phone. So that is a iPhone 14 Pro Max for size reference. It fits right there. Then you have your push button start button. you have your gear shift selector right here. If you went into drive per se, right, and then you see this button right here, if you clicked on that button, that is going to put you into your sport mode. You see where it says DS? I'm gonna click that button again and the S is gonna go away. Now we're just in regular drive. And then you also get a spot here you could set your key fob if you wanted to. Boom. You get 2 cup holders, and then you could also set your phone like this in the cup holders if you wanted to, if you had no cups. But right now the wheel lock is parked right about there. Good actually spot for the wheel lock because it doesn't really move because it's kind of like the perfect size for it. And then I believe this is leatherette. It could be real leather. I would go with leatherette wrapped armrest with some accent colored stitching. And then opening this up, I would say you probably have, you know, 12 inches of depth down in there. My brittle water bottle, for example, nearly fits, but not quite all the way. So quite a bit of storage space down in there considering the size of this vehicle. However, there is no connectivity down in the center armrest. And then the entire dash up top here is all vinyl wrapped. You get some accent colored stitching on this side. You also get an HVAC vent and, you know, very similar controls of what you would find in any other vehicle on the passenger side door panel. Coming down, you do not get a lockable lower glove box, but you actually get quite a bit of storage space in the glove box considering the size of this sedan. So you can see right now your owner's manual and all that kind of stuff is down in there. You can fit your napkins right here. You can fit your straws. You can fit your utensils, your snacks, stuff like that. You do have the additional space in order to do that. And personally for me, I would put my wheel lock in the glove box so I didn't lose it. And then up top here, you just get a standard rear view mirror. You get a spot you can set your sunglasses. You get a light for both the driver and the passenger. This is your instant dome light on button. It's going to turn on all the interior dome lights and also off. And then this is your light setting, whether you want the lights to turn on or not when you open up the doors. So if I click that and it's flush, now when I open up the doors, the interior lights will turn on. However, if I push that button in, now when I open up the doors, the interior lights will not turn on. So that is what that button does. And then coming over to here, you get a vanity mirror, but you do not get a vanity light. And then you also get a spot you could set any paper product here. And then let's see if these visors will slide or if they're fixed in position. Okay, they do slide. They slide forwards and backwards. So that is very nice to see. Closing that back up, you get an OPOOP handle for the driver. The front passenger also gets an OPOOP handle. And that's kind of about it for what we got going on here in these front seats. I will say that me being, you know, 5'9", I'm very comfortable in these seats. Like, these seats are actually very comfortable. They're nicely padded. They've got some good bolstering for me. And I think even if I was like 200 pounds, I think I'd still be comfortable here in these front seats. Now, a couple options that you might want to consider getting. I already went over the $2,520 premium package, but I'm going to go over it again. So basically with that, you get the 360-degree view camera system, you get a sunroof, you get the power driver seat, you get the 8-speaker Bose sound system, you get the quilted leather seats, and I also believe you get the leather wrapped shift knob. So that might be a package that might be worthwhile getting because that basically makes this vehicle fully loaded. But if you really wanted a loaded up SV, you might want to consider getting that package and the $590 all-weather package, because that all-weather package includes the heated exterior mirrors, the heated front seats, the heated steering wheel, the dual zone climate control system, the remote start, and one other thing I don't remember. So I think, you know, for another, what's it, $200 or something like that, you basically get a fully loaded vehicle. So for $27,000, you get a really, really nice vehicle that has every feature that a BMW has, really, because this thing's got a ton of safety features as standard, which I'll throw on screen for you to take a look at. Take a look at the blind spot monitoring, the intelligent cruise control, the reverse automatic braking, the automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, and everything else you can read. Now I'm just going to throw the entire window sticker on screen, and you can take a look at the couple options that this vehicle has, everything that you get as standard, but basically I'm just going to highlight the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2024 Sentra SV is spec'd is $23,740. Definitely nice to see a vehicle under $25,000. This thing's still pretty nice, but again, just to bring it to that next level, you could skip the all-weather package, but I would definitely maybe recommend getting either the all-weather package. The all-weather package, listen, if you only want to get one option, you might want to consider getting the all-weather package because it just makes it more comfortable. It also makes it a little bit safer because you get the heated exterior mirrors. I think that's a big thing. Or you could get the premium package, whichever one. I just figured I'd throw both on screen so you could take a look at if you were actually seriously considering getting a 2024 Sentra. But now let's take a look at what we got going on back here. By the way, the 8-speaker Bose sound system is also a new feature to the SV premium package for the 2024 model year. Let's see how far these rear windows go down. Oh, they go down all the way. That is definitely nice to see. Then all of this that I'm showing you on camera is all some satin black plastic. Then you get a leatherette wrapped armrest that is nicely padded, some accent colored stitching, some miscellaneous storage space, and a speaker. Like I was mentioning when we were in the trunk area, you do get a 60-40 split back here, and these seats do fold flat. So if you pull back on this, I guess anyways, you saw it already, but basically this seat will fold flat, but it's stopped by this seat belt right here, so I'm not going to really mess with it. But this is what the second row seats look like. Let's step into the second row seats and see what we got going on back here. So up top here, you get an no-poop handle. You do not get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat. However, you do get a seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. You also get a USB-A port here. You do not get a center fold down armrest, as you may be able to tell, but you get your dome lights up top here, a no poop panel on that side, and I am 5'9", and I am adjusted behind myself. I've got actually plenty of knee and leg room. Here's another view of that knee and leg room, and when it comes to headroom, I probably have another, inch and a half of headroom left over. However, if I slouched a little bit, which is normally how I sit, you probably get like 3-4 inches of headroom. So if you slouch, you can kind of squeak out a little bit more headroom if that's what you wanted to do. By the way, these seats are also very comfortable, and they're not like stadium seats, where you sit way above the driver and the passenger. I'm actually at a very comfortable level here, sitting in these second row seats. But really, that's kind of about it for what we got going on here in the interior. So we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I'll see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, moving on to the driving portion of the video. Take a listen. The acceleration, I gotta admit, does feel smoother than last year's CVT, and I have driven multiple Sentras, 2023 Sentras at this point, and I haven't gotten on it. That was like the first time that I really got on it. There's a big difference with the smoothness of the shifts here with this Xtronic CVT. It actually does make a noticeable difference, and again, that was like the first time that I got on it. But when you're first kind of getting on it, just kind of accelerating, it almost feels like a dual clutch engagement. And if you've never driven a dual clutch, I don't really know how to describe it, but you can almost feel the engagement point, which is kind of cool, and I like that. But yeah, when it comes to the shifts with the CVT, it feels so much smoother than it did before. You cannot even feel them, and it just does it very quickly. I'm going to do another little acceleration for you to kind of feel that again once this light turns green. That makes a huge difference. It makes a really big difference. And I'm not even just saying that, it truly does make a big difference here with this Xtronic CVT as compared to, last year's CVT. It's much, much smoother. And that is definitely something that I could appreciate because, I'm not a CVT hater per se, but I don't love CVTs. But this one's actually pretty decent, just from, being behind the wheel for a little bit of time. I've definitely noticed the improvements from 2023 to 2024, even after being in the car for a short period of time. It's a noticeable difference here with the driving experience, and I think it's just better. Now, while those horsepower and torque figures don't, seem like that's all that much power and it feels anemic, which it does when you floor it, just normal accelerations, which I'm going to do when this light turns green, feel fine. Like here. Yeah, it is a CVT, so it kind of sounds weird because it doesn't shift at lower RPMs and stuff, but it accelerates very well around town and stuff like that. Yeah, when you get on the highway, you're going 60 and you want to pass somebody who's going 62, but you got to go around them and stuff, and you put your pedal down, you're like, oh man, this thing, it doesn't really feel all that fast. Well, yeah, on the top end, it's not going to feel fast, but just around town and stuff like that, it's got more than enough get up to accelerate from stoplight to stoplight, stop sign to stop sign, and it will do it very efficiently. I mean, 30 miles per gallon in the city, 40 miles per gallon on the highway, and this isn't even a hybrid. I think that is awesome. But moving on from there, these seats are very, very comfortable. They're very nicely padded. They're very supportive. The sound system is actually pretty decent considering it is the standard sound system. So sound system is great. Infotainment system is very intuitive, very easy to use. Same with this drive assist display. And the ride itself is also comfortable as well. You know, when you're going over bumps and stuff, it soaks up the bumps very nicely. And plus, this is just an affordable vehicle, which is nice and refreshing to see in 2023, at the end of 2023, when everything just seems like so unattainable, so unaffordable. It's nice to see, you know, an affordable variant. And that's, you know, where I kind of like to do my videos, is with affordable vehicles, because I know that's what a lot of people, you know, are able to get. You know, not everybody's able to afford a $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 vehicle, myself included. Maybe one day, but not right now. But yeah, you know, very nice vehicle for the money. I would definitely put it on your short list of vehicles to test drive. And I always say that in my videos, you know, I put it on your short list, put it on your short list. But if I don't say that, then I don't mean it. But I really do. You know, if you're looking for an affordable vehicle, yes, I don't know how the CVT, you know, is going to hold up long term. I really don't. I couldn't tell you if it's going to be good or if it's bad. My family's had 3 Nissan Rogues with CVTs and also had an Altima with a CVT, and we never had any issues or any hiccups with the transmissions. So you know, if that gives you any sort of insight with the transmission, then there you go. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot reach my goal without your support. So if you enjoyed the video, if you learned anything from this video, please just take a second to give the video a thumbs up, to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and hit that subscribe button. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, the likes and comments in particular look very good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm, and that is what helps me grow. So I'd appreciate it if you do that. But again, that is it for today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.